What's going on, friends and family and strangers that are about to be family? My name's Anna Marie and this is the Mini G Garden. Today we're going to be talking about tomatoes, potatoes, and more. So come on and join us while we're going to be talking about the number one thing that you even want to think about before planting your tomatoes. Get right into it. So the saving grace of my tomatoes this year will be the Ultimato cage. And no, I am not getting paid to talk about this product. It's just my honest opinion. One thing that you're going to learn about me is I'm going to give you my honest opinion, brutally honest opinion. First thing that I want to show you is that it connects into 3 stakes. So the 3 stakes are going to come into a triangle. So there's going to be one stake on the front, another stake on the side, and the other stake right here. So it's going to be a triangle holding the tomatoes in place. So the first thing you want to do is you want to support it into the ground, even if it's not the place that you're going to be planting your tomatoes, just so you have some support, and make it into a triangle, right? So you have something like this, right? So what you're going to be doing is you have these arms that come into the plastic package that it comes in, and you're going to be connecting it at the bottom, the middle, and the top. So the first one goes on the bottom, pops right in. You want to pop it in to the other stake, pop it in. Then you want to get another one. And let's see. Pop it in. All you're making is a triangle with the stakes. It is easier, like I said, if you just stake it to the ground. Have it, the Ultimato cage. So just to recap, 3 stakes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 extension arms, and all you're doing is connecting the 3 stakes like a triangle, putting 3 arms on the top, 3 arms in the middle, and 3 arms on the bottom of the cage, and you're just staking it to the ground. There you have it. Now let's get into the real important stuff, growing. Now, at the Mini G Garden, this is one of our biggest garden beds. We're going to be showing you how I actually plant and what I plant in the Ultimato cages. So you could use the Ultimato cages for more than just tomatoes, obviously, but I like to use them specifically for beefsteak tomatoes, just because you can DIY different trellises, stakes, even just sticks for cherry tomatoes. It's all up to you with what you like to do with indeterminate versus determinate. Usually the beefsteak tomatoes are determinate, so I know that they're not going to get much bigger than this trellis. So let's get into it and let's dive into the dirt. Let's dive into the dirt. So I should have thought this through. Should have made my hole beforehand, which I already did, but I just want to So you want to dig out a little hole, nice little hole, for the new tomato plant home. When you're taking it out of the container, make sure you're gentle so you don't ruin the roots nor the stem. I like to chop and drop. It becomes mulch anyways. And what happens is whatever you're burying into the ground, the length of the stem will turn into roots, which turns into a really strong tomato plant. So you want to bury as much as the root as you can into the ground, level to the ground, and backfill. Backfill it. Never want to forget what tomato it is, so always label your tomatoes. There you go. Some nice mulch, organic wood chips. And it's gonna grow up the tomato trellis. Now don't forget to use some organic granule fertilizer. Just sprinkle it into the hole. Not too much, not too little. Just remember it's organic, so the chances of burning your plant are slim to none. Don't be scared. And you just want to do it again. Label your plants. Don't forget what it is. Take the bottom growth off. And don't be scared to just chop and drop. Chop and drop. Chop and drop. And that's going to be buried into the ground, becoming all roots for a stronger, more vigorous plant. Just break down. If the soil is compacted, just break it down and backfill right onto the plant. Now stay tuned for the next segment of this video. So we talked about tomatoes, which leaves us to potatoes. Now it's funny that we are talking about tomatoes and potatoes because those are the two produce or vegetables that I think have the biggest difference when you're harvesting them out of your backyard versus buying them in stores. I think tomatoes and potatoes are by far the most noticeable difference in taste. So last year what I did is I actually buried them into a little trench in the ground, and the results were okay, but I just wasn't too happy about it. I just think that it could have been way better. So this year I'm going to be trying something different. We have a milk crate right here. What I'm going to be doing is getting these non-seeded, non-weeded grass clippings that I got out of my backyard, putting them in the crate on the bottom, maybe on the sides, and I'm going to be layering these blue potatoes, or some people say purple, but they're blue seeded potatoes. All right, now some people, they do cut them in half and get the two eyes, but I don't want to, just because you have to wait till they dry and then plant them. I'm instant gratification. I just like to do it without waiting. I guess you can call it impatient. So let's get into it. Let's layer. And what I'm going to be using is raised bed soil. So I have the bottom done. Now what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be putting, I have 4 total, 5. Wow, I can't count. I'm going to be doing 2 on the bottom and 3 on the top in layers. So then I'm going to be getting the grass clippings and putting them on the side. So the soil doesn't come out of it too much. So you're going to be left with something like that. So we got 1 hole, 2 holes, and 3 holes. One thing that you should know is when you plant these beautiful potatoes or any sort of potatoes, you always want to plant them with the eye up. So. Now, we'll see how this experiment goes. This is my first time doing it like this. Once the potatoes start vegging out, I'm thinking about getting another milk crate, putting it on top, and doing the process all over again. But we'll see how this goes. And there you have it. Thank you for growing with the Mini G Garden from AM to PM. Keep growing, guys. Till next time.